do we have any inventory management system for the supplies that we buy, like paint and glass and
it's
paper
not.
and
It isn't a. It isn't a formal one.
Mm-hmm.
I approve the purchase orders, so I look at keeping the amounts that are in storage down so that it's not a large amount. I like to keep it lean.
Right.
But it is not a formal one.
Okay, because as you know, there's I won't mention which school, but one of the elementary schools, the principal came in and saw a room full of paper, and actually I've seen it at Ward, so I can speak about that one. So obviously there's a supply of paper that could last them literally like 3 years. So the question is that I think we really need to. I'm not sure if our external auditors have mentioned this yet. I think they did, but if not, I think we need to take a look at instituting an inventory management system so we can really keep a control over our costs.
Well, we'll look into it. It's something which would be very beneficial. That's a good recommendation. I know we've spoken about it before. Based on our prior discussions, I started approving the purchase orders for these things too, but I'll make a note on it.
One last thing I forgot to ask.
Sure.
I thought this was going to be on the next page. The contract with Aramark, we have that's for 4 employees. One just recently left, so are we going to be replacing that position?
Yes, and that's included in the contract, so they have to replace it.
Okay, so they're going to find the person
Yes.
to replace it. Okay.
Yes. Okay, if we look at pages 22 and 23. Contractual expenses, these are building rental costs for City Hall, and then also for expenses for a garage storehouse facility for grounds and maintenance equipment. Management services, 403. This is for the Aramark contract for buildings and grounds management, which it also provides cleaning supplies of over $50,000 a year, and then the cleaning equipment, and that's refreshed every year by about $35,000.
So I'm just going to remind the board who was here back in 2012 that I thought that there was a consensus to get rid of Aramark and get rid of the people from Aramark. And under the contract, it's very easy to get rid of the people from Aramark. You just write a letter to Aramark and tell them you want new people. But that didn't happen, and instead the board was convinced to extend Aramark for another year, and then there would be an RFP. So that happened, but then the RFP went out, and 7 companies requested the RFP document, but only 1 bid, because the nature of the RFP itself made it pretty much a fait accompli that Aramark was going to get the contract no matter what. There was some talk that if that did happen, then a letter would be written to get rid of the Aramark people. Anyway, that didn't happen either. And I would just point out that the stories that we're talking about here about the flagpole, the bricks at Columbus and all of that, it's all part of being under the Aramark watch. And I just would remind the board that you have it in your power right now to tell the superintendent or Mr. Quinn to write a letter tomorrow and ask for new people. And if you don't want to do that, then you're choosing to have some of the most corrupt individuals in New York working here in the school district.